Hi, my name is Deb McGregor of Life Full of Joy, and I want to talk to you about reclaiming your joy. I don't know about you, but over the last 18 months, I've experienced a lot of stress. There have been so many different things going on. We've all been doing our best to survive. Maybe a handful of people have felt the thrive. And what I also know is that a lot of us have been asking, where's the joy? I'm simply trying to make it through another day. I would like to provide just a few tools to you right now that you can implement right away to help you reclaim that joy. What I know is that as entrepreneurs, people are looking to us for leadership. They're looking to us to set the standard. And when we lead with joy, it's simply better. People know when you are an entrepreneur who leads with joy. That's why it's important to reclaim it right now. So I'd invite you to grab a sheet of paper and maybe some different color Sharpies, or if you have crayons, and if you just have a pencil or a pen, that's okay too. And what I want you to do, I'm grabbing a sheet of paper right now, is I want you to take that sheet of paper. And what I want you to do is start grabbing those writing utensils, and I want you to put a dot. And I want you to put a dot for everything that represents joy for you. So, for example, I might take this Sharpie and I'm going to put a dot. And next to that dot, I'm actually going to write the word hiking in the mountains. I guess that's a phrase, not just a word, hiking in the mountains. You see what I've got right there, hiking in the mountains. And then what I want you to do is continue doing that for other things. So I'm actually going to add some different colors here. I'm going to add a blue color. And on that one, I enjoy waterfalls. So I'm going to put waterfalls because they bring me joy. And what I want you to do is I want you to keep making these little, it's going to look almost like a dot to dot. So now what I'm going to do instead of just writing the words, just for the time's sake on this video, is I'm just going to start putting some little dots. And I'm going to put a couple different colors of those. And again, I invite you to keep doing this with me while we're doing it. So that by the time, can you guys hear the little dots that I'm making? So that by the time that I am done, my page is going to look something like this, a bunch of little dot to dots. When you look at this and you have each of these little dots representing a piece of joy, these are like the particles. And the area that is around that is the space. And when we take time to actually focus in on these particles, these are the places where it's that action, right? This is like, okay, I can go do, right? I can go do this thing, and that is going to help me reclaim my joy, which then opens up space for everything else. Because when we have taken time to reclaim that joy, we are actually expanding, right? And we're leaving room for whether it's the way we run our business, the way we are in our personal lives. For many of us, it kind of just all meshes together all the time and it becomes important. So there's a couple of different ways you can move the tool from here. One is I would invite you to circle the thing that really resonates for you the most and something that you will choose to implement within the next couple of days. The other is I would invite you to actually connect your dots. So let's do that right now. Let's just go ahead and connect all those dots. Again, I mean, how many of you loved doing a dot to dot when you were growing up, right? So go ahead and start connecting your dots. And every single one of us doing this right now is going to have a different shape, okay? All right, so I'm going to show you what mine looks like. This is what my little dot to dot came out to be. Now, I don't know about you, but that's kind of a funky looking thing there, and I'm not even sure what it is. What I'm going to make up right now in this moment is that this is what looks like joy right now in this moment for me when I actually start connecting those particles. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. What am I really saying about joy? Well, for me, it looks a little bit fun. This shape to me actually looks a little bit fun. And what I love is that there's different points where it seems to go up. Sometimes it's a little bit sideways. And yet then there's this nice little space in the middle here where I've got something that's probably getting captured within that. And then all around it, I've got all this space and all this area for things to expand. And what I know at its most granular level is that I can pick any one of these things to immediately reclaim my joy. And I can also choose to what the joy looks like at a bigger picture for me. So that's one way that I invite you to reclaim your joy. Now, the next way is I want you to grab another sheet of paper. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to write in the very middle of that page, I want you to write the word joy. I'm going to show you what mine looks like. Just go ahead and write the word joy. And if you're not into writing it yourself, I do want to let you know that I did there's a downloadable PDF that will be set up with this video as well. So there's the word joy. And what I want you to do is as you look at the word joy, I want you to just take a moment to write down moments that have brought you joy. Or it could be something, whether it's a memory from work, a memory from your personal life. It's about something that has brought you joy, an experience, or maybe it's an image. You can even draw something. So go ahead right now and just start writing things around that word joy that you know bring you joy. And I'm just going to do some as well so I can show you some examples. I'm going to do this right along with you. And I'm not sure, I'm just going to name that. I'm probably not the best artist out there, but that's okay. All right. So here's just a few examples. And notice again, I used color because color in and of itself brings me a lot of joy. And if I weren't doing this video, I would probably have music blaring in the background as well, because music also brings me joy. So if I'm doing this while I also have the music going on, it just augments my experience and it helps me reclaim my joy that much faster. So I have some little things like this is, okay, this is supposed to be a smiley face. Even just smiling for me is more joy. I put a little cup of coffee up here, whether I'm sipping on a cup of coffee myself or I'm enjoying it with a friend. I put stars. I love going out and just looking at the moon and stars. That for me, again, also brings me so much joy. And literally, as I'm looking at this word joy and I am looking at all these images and pictures and words around it, I literally can feel my joy is literally increasing by the minute as I am looking at this. So I would invite you to actually find a place where you could put this up so that you can see it every single day and you can add to it. And this is that reminder that joy is here and you can reclaim it anytime. I'm telling you right now, if you grab this thing and you start doing this right away, how can you not feel joy? Because you're literally bringing those experiences to the forefront of your brain and you're remembering those amazing things that bring you joy. And I know that when we lead with joy, life is just a whole lot better. Now, there are several other tips that I have put together that will also help you reclaim that joy. Please feel free to download those. And if you have any additional questions for me, I would love to chat with you about joy. I am all about the joy. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. You can certainly visit my website at lifefullofjoy.com and we can chat a whole lot more about joy. And of course, feel free to reach out with any questions that you may have, Deb at lifefullofjoy.com. And I just want to remind you that even just these two simple tools today are very easy ways to help you reclaim your joy today. You deserve it. You've earned it. You've worked hard. And when you lead with joy and you are an entrepreneur, it's just a whole lot better when joy is at the forefront. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And I do wish you all the joy that you can have in the world. Thank you.